Hello, Year 8. We are now going to begin our next scheme of work on Shakespeare. What and why? What? Introduction to Shakespeare. Why? To begin exploring who Shakespeare was and the language used in his plays. William Shakespeare, born on the 26th of April 1564 and died on the 23rd of April 1616. Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. His extant works, including collaborations, consist of some 39 plays, 154 sonnets, 2 long narrative poems, and a few other verses, some uncertain of authorship. His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. They also continue to be studied and reinterpreted. Shakespearean insults. Whilst I'm reading these out, think about how you would use your voice to deliver these lines of dialogue. Link back to the work completed last term. Thou art a boil, a plague sore. A boil is a big spot and a plague sore is an ugly, pussy scab. Therefore, someone saying this line is calling the person ugly. Would thou wert clean enough to spit upon. This translates to, I wouldn't even spit upon you. Would thou wouldst burst. If someone burst, they would die. Therefore, this line of dialogue is saying, I wish you were dead. The rankest compound of villainous smell that ever offended nostril. Villainous smell which offends a nostril. This means that they are calling the person smelly. I scorn you, scurvy companion. To scorn someone is to hate, and scurvy is someone who's infected. I'll beat thee, but I would infect my hands. This means that the person is dirty and they don't wish to touch them. I am sick when I do look on thee. This translates to, you make me sick. Now, pause the video, copy each of these lines of dialogue down and write around the line of dialogue explaining how you would use your pitch, tone, pace, accent, to deliver these lines of dialogue. Task. In groups, create a short scene where you use as many of these phrases and insults. Think about your vocal skills, your tone, pitch, pace, intonation, diction, accent, and emphasis. You will also need to think about your physical skills, gesture, facial expressions, movement, gait, and posture. When performing, you can use modern-day English as well as the traditional Shakespearean insults. Pause the video here and create your performance. Performance and evaluation. What do you think was positive about the performance? What phrases and insults were used? How did the performers deliver the lines of dialogue? Did the way in which the performers spoke their lines of dialogue impact on delivery? What do you think could be added, changed, or developed? Remember to speak in full sentences using appropriate terminology.